Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a trying new makeup. I have lots of new brushes, a whole collection from Sigma and Beauty and the Beast that I wanted to try out in this video, and just some random stuff that I pulled to show you for a full face of trying new makeup. So I cannot wait to jump in. So we're going to do that right now. And I'm going to start off with something that I could not even wait for the Sephora sale for. And this is a mini lip butter balm set from Summer Fridays. And this has sold out twice to my knowledge online. You can get this in store as well. Initially, they were doing an only in store for this one. However, I've seen it come back online at Sephora Canada a couple times now. So I snagged it the second time because I knew it was going to sell out, and it did. And this is so awesome because it has 3 of the shades that I wanted to try in a mini size. I already had the vanilla one, but I wanted to try vanilla beige, brown sugar, and poppy. Those were my top ones to try. I'm gonna put a little bit of vanilla beige on my lips just to start out, but I want to show you the size of these. You get 5 grams of product per lip balm, but I love it because they're mini, throw in your bag, and you get to try a bunch of their colors, and they all have different kind of scents to them, which are so fun, and all of them smell good. There's not a single one, because I've tried all of them now at this point, that does not smell good. They're so good. So this is the vanilla beige. And I'm just going to add a little bit to my lips just so that we have something on them before we go in with our lip product later. It was the month of new brushes for me, so I have a bunch of different ones that I'm going to share with you. We'll see how many I can use for this look. If not, I can use them in future videos. From BK Beauty, they have the Angie Hot and Flashy collab, but in a travel, which are some of my favorite brushes that BK Beauty does. So it has this nice little travel pouch, and then the minis, the travel ones. And my favorite concealer brush is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy one, which you get in here. You get the 101, which is fantastic for foundation, some eye brushes, blush. We'll see what we use there. I have used them before, so I might pass this time around, but they do have a travel, and I want to share that here. Then Sigma has this beautiful Beauty and the Beast brush case. This is probably one of my favorite bags, if not my favorite cosmetic bag I've personally ever owned. I love the color of it. I love just this navy kind of sparkle. It's so beautiful. Inside it has a Beauty and the Beast pattern. Has the castle, Belle and the Beast, some roses. It is stunning. And also the brushes have that blue handle in gold. Each of the brushes have a different character. So this big one is Belle. Then we have the foundation brush is the Beast. I've tried the Sigma brushes before as well. They just have a Beauty and the Beast collection, so I wanted to also share those. And then some actual new brushes for me are from Rephr. They came out with this beautifully designed brush with a different handle than I'm used to seeing, as well as their mini and max brushes, which we have the whole set right here. So these are a ton of beautiful eye brushes. Rephr makes the best detail eye brushes. So whatever I do decide to use in this video, I will bring back my toolbox because I forgot in my last video, but it will be back. And then I will link each of the brushes down below. So you will see all the brushes that I happen to use. But I want to start there because it was the month of brushes. So we will be using a bunch of new brushes here. And we're going to start off with eyes. So starting off with the Beauty and the Beast Sigma palette. Absolutely gorgeous. It looks like that stained glass that you see in Beauty and the Beast. I love the design of everything. This honestly to me is one of the nicest Disney collabs that I've personally seen. It is really beautiful. So you open it up and you have this insert here, which again, also so stunning. And then we have a dual-ended brush, which is amazing, which has also little details on the ferrule. So I have a rose on one side. I'm not sure what's on this side. I'll have to take a closer look. But everything is named after Beauty and the Beast names. And I'm not sure what direction I want to go. I'm pretty sure I want to use the Beast shade because it is that navy blue and I just think it's so pretty. I'm going to start off with the Rephr Max 15. We're going to dip into Cogsworth in this palette for our crease shade. I love the embossing on these shades. Truly a wonderful collector's item. As I said, this is probably my favorite Disney and makeup collaboration I've seen. It's really, really nice. And I love Sigma shadows. Just start off building this up in the crease. I love how deep this palette can go with the mattes that are included. This is the lightest matte shade in the palette, and we have some good depth on it. I think this is the perfect transition color for my skin tone. Taking a smaller detail brush, this is the Mini 13. Such a gorgeous detail brush. Going in with the shade Beast, we're going to put this in the outer corner to deepen this look up. I always think of bronze tones and gold because of Belle's dress is gold and just like a really beautiful bronze goddess sort of look, I guess. I wanted to add a little bit of this blue and use the gold in the palette because I just thought it would be a nice different kind of way to make the look pop. Setting that down first and then taking a clean brush. This is a Rephr Mini 01. We're going to blend around the edges. I'm gonna have to go back in with a little bit of the blue, blending away some of that color where I don't want it to blend. As long as I get these edges soft, then we can go back and fix that. Just looking at the shade Little Town, it looks so nice. I'm gonna actually use my finger and apply this to the lid. Oh yeah. Exactly what I wanted. So pretty. Then I'm just gonna lightly go back and make sure the blue and the gold are nice and blended. Just a little bit of fallout from that gold shade. It is a little bit flakier. I want to go back and deepen the crease slightly, and I'm going to take the shade Runaway and just lightly put that in my lower crease and then go back with Cogsworth just to blend that out. A little extra depth and dimension through this crease. I'm going to clean up everything after, but finishing off the eyes, I have some brown eyeliner and mascara from Too Faced. We have the Better Than Sex Easy Glide Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in brown and their Better Than Sex mascara, also in brown. Lately, I've been preferring a brown eyeliner and mascara over black. Just really like how soft it is. Use this to line the eyes, a little wing at the end. I love the eyeliner, has a really nice fine point. It is a nice brown, not too dark. It definitely looks brown. The mascara, on the other hand, is a really dark brown, I feel like, which I prefer something a little bit lighter. And also, I'm not the biggest fan of the formula of Better Than Sex mascara. It's never been my favorite, but if you like it, they do have a brown version. So here is the look with brown eyeliner and mascara. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up the fallout underneath my eyes, and then we're gonna put on some false lashes. And I forget where I saw these. It was probably on TikTok, but they look like the most beautiful lashes ever. And the person I was following used these as a half lash. And what is nice about these is that they're pretty much symmetrical on both sides, so you can actually use just one pair for a look. So as you can see here, these are the Ardell 3D Faux Mink Multi-Dimensional Invisiband Lashes, and these are in the style 858, which, look at these. And to cut them in half, I've already done 2 pairs to cut in half. These might be my new favorite half lash. They just have the best kind of taper and wispiness. They have that stacked kind of look, which makes them super fluffy. So 858, they're amazing. I don't think I've ever tried these ones before, but I saw them and I knew I had to have them. So these are new to me, and I cannot wait to put these on my eyes. I don't think I've ever put on black false lashes and worn brown mascara, but I kind of like how it's like faded from brown to black. Looks kind of cool. It's so subtle that you wouldn't probably be able to notice, but just for me, I've never done that before. I just think it looks cool. So the glue has to dry on those lashes, but we're gonna go ahead and start on complexion. This is something that I wanted to show on camera. I've had it for a little bit and just always have something else that I want to show. And finally, I feel like I can use this because I don't currently have a new foundation, but I wanted to show the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Primer in combination with the Traceless Foundation Stick. I wanted to see if it made any difference because these Sephora sales coming up and I love this foundation, so I want to see what this does for the skin, if it's worth it or not. Don't know how much to use. I'm going to start off with my T-zone, but I'll probably put this everywhere on my face. This feels like a more matte version of the Tatcha Liquid Silk, like a little bit thicker and obviously a little bit more matte. Kind of similar. It does feel silky, just maybe a little bit drier, I feel. It's going on nicely though. But I can definitely tell this is going to be matte on my skin. So maybe this will help with the pores on my face. We'll see. Or if it takes some of the shine away from the Traceless Stick Foundation, because I love the finish on its own. So I was a little bit worried about this product. I'm like, if it does something for my pores, I'll like it. But if it mattifies the finish too much, I don't think I would. Oh yeah, my skin is like fully matte right now. But it feels really smooth, like it did perfecting qualities, but totally matte. I'm gonna try out this angled foundation brush, the F46 from Sigma, the one that's a part of the Beauty and the Beast collection that has the beast on it. And I'm going to use the Traceless Stick Foundation from Tom Ford, which I recommend picking up during the Sephora sale. I love this foundation. I wish I would have tried it out sooner, but it was only last sale that I ended up picking this up. And I've already made quite a dent on it. Yeah, I can tell that this doesn't move as nicely with that traceless primer underneath. Okay, I'm not a fan of the primer. It's definitely making this hard to blend. If you had oily skin and didn't like this foundation, it's like clinging. My skin cannot handle that primer. This looks like it's going on patchy, and it's definitely not a patchy foundation. I'm just gonna work this into the skin, build it up. But for my skin, too matte for me. I would say I'm normal and I lean slightly dry, but it's definitely too matte. It feels like a soft matte, like feels incredible. My skin just needs that slip before putting on a foundation. It can't be matte. I recently got a new shade in the Rare Beauty bronzer stick in Happy Soul. I was gonna use that on camera today. Normally I take from the stick and put on my face, but with this one, because it's so emollient, I don't feel like I even need to do that. So I'm gonna do that. Then using my BK Beauty 101, just gonna blend it out. Then I got this product in PR and I thought it was really interesting. It's from Lottie London and it's a black blush. This is supposed to adapt to your pH. So I think it's supposed to go a shade of pink, I'm assuming. So I thought, you know what, let's use this together today. If it goes bad, we can fix it, but I wanted to try out something a little different. So I'm taking my BK Beauty A507 and right away it goes on pink. That's really interesting. It's like as soon as it hits my brush, it's pink. It's supposed to adapt to your pH. This is a fairly vibrant pink on me, I would say. I wasn't planning on going that blushy today, but this blush is saying otherwise. So I'm just going to go over this a little bit with my foundation brush. I do want to use the Beauty and the Beast powders on top. So just want to tone it down slightly. It can be a nice little base underneath, but it went on really nice. I like the color and I would definitely use it again. It's like a party trick. Just bring that somewhere and be like, look at the blush I'm gonna use. Then for concealer today, we're using the Haus Labs. I have the shade 21. I'm just going to put it in the places where I usually put concealer. It's a little bit thicker than the Haus Labs foundation, which makes sense because it has a little more coverage and it is a concealer. And then I'm taking my favorite concealer brush just in the mini. This is the A506 from BK Beauty Angie Hot and Fleshy. I'm just gonna blend out all that concealer. And then I do have a new powder to test out. This is from Laura Mercier. It's the Real Flawless Luminous Perfecting Press Powder. I'll probably put a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury underneath my eyes. I'm just gonna see how this looks like all over the face first before I make that call. And just using the F44 brush from Sigma, I'm going to apply this all over the face. Hopefully it brings back that finish of the traceless stick. I really struggled putting that foundation on today. I really like this kind of brush for powder because it is flatter, but it picks it up nicely and I feel like I can really press it in. I love like a fluffy paddle brush, I guess. I think it works so nicely, especially for a pressed product. Really like this brush, super soft too. So it definitely doesn't mattify. There is a luminosity to the skin too. You can see that I haven't added any highlight and we're looking pretty luminous. So I'm going to set the center, just mattify that because I don't personally like that luminous. Just gonna use a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless and then I'm gonna come back and use the Beauty and the Beast palette. Moving on to the Beauty and the Beast palette, same sort of little cover here. You pull that out. I always throw those out, but those ones I want to keep actually for these palettes. And then we have these two really pretty blushes. I'm going to be using something sweet. I feel like just gonna match this look, a little bit more pink. And then I am going to be using that Lumiere highlight, which is so fitting for the name. And I'm gonna take this rougher brush. It's the new one that has this beautiful design on it. It doesn't have a number on it, but I'm going to use it for blush. I will have it linked below if I can find it on their website. These brushes are so soft. Again, this is kind of like a paddle. Just going to stamp on that blush. It's a really pretty color. I feel like my makeup is looking slightly patchy, and it's honestly because of that primer. That's how much my skin can't handle that kind of product. So we're just going to make it work with what we have. Flipping that brush over, I'm going to actually take Beauty Within as well, and I'm going to do that on kind of the apple of the cheek. Just softly blend that in. Then for the Lumiere highlight, I am going to take this rougher Max 14. Just do a pinpoint highlight. I usually use my finger for my nose, but I'm going to put this lightly on the nose. If they made a highlight and didn't call it Lumiere, there'd be a problem. Such a perfect name. Moving on, we're going to finish underneath the eyes. I love how the blue is kind of peeking through my lashes. I don't know. I just have a thing for navy blue right now. We go through stages. I'm going to run that blue with that detail brush just on the outer third, not quite half of my eye. Blue is probably my favorite color to use for green eyes. Just with a little bit of that eyeshadow, that's all I kind of want to do. For the lower lash line, I'm going to take that brown mascara and just lightly coat my lower lashes. Taking Winter's Night in a Refer 02 Mini, I'm going to actually pop that in the inner corner. It looks white in the pan, but has this really pretty gold shift to it. If you remember the color Solar White from MAC, this is old. So if you remember this, I'd be shocked. I used to love that color. So back in my blog days, I was obsessed with Solar White. It was limited edition. This is exactly like that. So pigmented and has that beautiful shift to it. I love this shade. My favorite shade I've used. Really like this. And then we're going to move on to the lips. So I'm just going to remove that lip balm that we have. Taking my latest lip liner that I purchased. It's from Rare Beauty. It's in the shade Wise. Such a pretty brown tone. And it is a retractable liner, so you don't have to sharpen it, which is nice. Because I have sharpened liners like this in the past. I'm going to use this on the lips. And then we have 3 different lip products in that Sigma and Beauty and the Beast collection. I'm going to swatch all of them for you. These are lip creams. I have the lip cream in Bonjour, Spellbound, and Adventure. Just looking at those shades, I think I'm going to go with the lightest one for now, which is in Bonjour. I don't think I've ever tried a Sigma lip cream before. Feels nice. It's a really pretty pink. I feel like we could go slightly darker. So let's just add a little bit of Spellbound. Just playing around today. See how that looks? I think I like that kind of depth more. And then I did want to add a glossy sort of finish. And I saw this Lancome Juicy Tube in Miracle, and I initially saw this, I forget on who, but I got this in PR, and I'm like, thank you for this shade, because this was something that I was going to pick up. So it's this really beautiful sparkly pink. If you remember these from back in the day, I love these. So we're going to add a little bit of that gloss. I just wanted a glossy lip to finish off this look. I'm really happy with the decision. I feel like I genuinely need this. I don't think my complexion has ever looked worse. It looks rough right now. So we're going to use the Lottie London Dewy Setting Spray. And I got this in PR as well. It is tightly sealed. Fort Knox here. Lottie London has some incredible products. I feel they're truly a slept-on brand. I saw them in Walmart the other day when I went in, and there's a bunch of favorites that I have from Lottie London. I've never tried this though. This is the Dewy Setting Spray. It says Skin Shielding Active with Niacinamide. It looks promising for the sprayer to be nice and fine. I was fooled there. It smells good, but it's definitely not a fine mist. But this is going to add that hydration back in, hopefully smooth out some of these patches, because I haven't looked this patchy, I feel like, in a long time. I like the smell. But yeah, that mister It fooled me. Here is the finished look. That setting spray saved my skin. It was looking rough up until actually setting my face. I have one more thing to share with you for fragrance. We're gonna finish off the look and then I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about the products that we use, what I recommend, my overall thoughts at the end. Just kind of wrap this video up, go quickly. I wanted to give a little shout out to this. I got this in PR from Lottie, and this is the 22 Auras, but in a travel size. I was so excited to hear when Stephanie was coming out with a travel size of this. It is more affordable if you want to check it out before you invest in the full size, but this fragrance is top 5 of all time. I might have over 100 fragrances at this point, and this is my 22 Auras. When I make this sizable of a dent in that amount of time, you know it's love. So I'm so happy to have a travel size. I'm gonna throw this in my bag, and she has this beautiful casing for the travel as well. It is so well done. It just feels luxe. And it's a spray, not a roll-on, which is my personal favorite. If you have not smelt it, now's the time to do it. It just smells so good. I did a whole dedicated video on this fragrance because I absolutely am obsessed with it. I describe it better there, but I just wanted to let you know that there is a travel size out for any of those who wanted to pick up the fragrance but didn't want to buy the full size because you're blind buying it. You can't smell it in store. You can pick up the travel, which is so immaculately done. It is beautiful. Everything about Lottie fragrance, like, I honestly cannot wait for more. I'm so obsessed with 22 Aura. So that is what we're wearing today. Feel like it fits the look, and this is kind of different for me, though. I feel like blue and gold just go so well together. I was actually Belle once for Halloween, if I can find an old photo. Maybe I don't want to show it. Back in my 20s, I did dress up as Belle. The princess costumes they had back then, like the skirts were up to your butt. It wasn't traditional Belle. So starting off with the Beauty and the Beast collection, we have a bunch of things here. The lip products, we have face, eyes, and a bunch of the brushes, and this case, which I would totally wear with this dress I'm wearing right now. I love that so much. I personally would buy the brushes because I love these as a collector's item. I already love Sigma brushes, and this is something you can use every day as opposed to these palettes, which I personally switch up my makeup, but brushes are something that I use every single day, and I just love the detail that went into this collection. Truly stunning. Love the colors they did for the lip products, feel really comfortable, and I love that these aren't huge. These are a good size because lip products for me is something hard to use up. The face palette, I'm gonna have to keep testing only because my base makeup was just so rough this video that I feel like I could get a better application having done my base differently. So I'm not going to fully comment on that yet, though I love how that highlight looks with the setting spray. The eyeshadow palette is stunning. If you love this color story, which is beautiful, I mean, the eye look speaks for itself. It went on absolutely beautifully, easy to use, love the color story, love the quality of Sigma eyeshadows. Truly blown away by this collection. Honestly, I had no idea I was getting it, but thank you, Sigma, for sending it my way. Best Disney collection by far that I've tried for me personally. I'm a huge fan of Beauty and the Beast though, so that could be why. 1000% yes for that collection. If you were interested, you're gonna absolutely love it. The quality is there. I mean, it is truly stunning. It's a stunning collection. Then also there was a bunch of other brushes from Ruffer, BK Beauty. I think these are all the ones that I used today. I tried to use a bunch of brushes. Every single brush I would recommend. They're all good. All brands that I've used before and can attest to. Love Sigma, love BK Beauty, love Ruffer. Ruffer for detail brushes though, no brand compares. We already know that this primer is a no for my skin. If you're more oily, you might actually really like this because it truly mattified my skin. You already know my thoughts on the Traceless foundation. I got these new eyelashes, which I'm obsessed with. My new favorite half style lash, even though they're a full strip. Cut them in half. Have a couple things from Rare Beauty that I picked up recently when they did their donation, 100% of proceeds on October 10th. Couple new colors. Love the color Wise for the lip liner. I'm so happy I went this way and it lasts. I love the wear of this and it's creamy, but it doesn't bleed. Then I also already loved this bronzer formula, but this one's more suitable for my skin tone. So Happy Soul. If you're similar to me, love that. Still getting over my cold. You probably hear it in my voice, but we're trying to get through it today. Then we have a brown eyeliner and mascara from Too Faced. I'm more of a fan of the eyeliner. I would repurchase that again. I would choose a different brown mascara just because it's a little too dark, and I'm just not a fan of the formula of Better Than Sex unless it's in the waterproof, which I think is personally better, and I typically don't like waterproof mascaras. Then we have a couple products from Lottie London. I like how my skin looks now. It's just not as fine as I personally would like, but the actual formula of the product is really, really good. It's just unfortunate that the spray isn't as fine. I can look past it if it melts my makeup like it did today. It truly saved the day for me. Had to wait for the end of the video for that one to save the day. And then we have the Lottie London color changing blush. Super pretty. I would wear this on its own. It is very pink on me. I wonder how it looks like on different people because it says it's pH adjusting. I'm curious. I want to try this on some friends. I want to see what color it turns on them. And then we also have the Laura Mercier powder, which has a glow to it. I'm not the biggest fan of setting powders that have this much glow to it just because I have textured skin. It's just personal preference, but used lightly and mattifying my T-zone, I like the skin. And then finally for the lips, we have a Juicy Tube. Back in the day, I used to use these, but I'm so happy to have the shade Miracle. It's so pretty. I feel like finished off the look nicely. And I have been using this just with lip liner because I love the color of this. It's just a really nice, easy to wear pink shade that makes your lips super juicy and full looking. This set from Summer Fridays, if you can get your hands on it, 100% worth it. Apart from the Beauty and the Beast collection, that'd probably be my #1 recommendation to you in this video. Or if you're into eyelashes, these are really nice. Oh yeah, and the Lottie fragrance. There's too many. You see my thoughts in this video. There are a lot of favorites in here, and I love the look. It is so pretty. I love blue with green eyes. This is something I don't feel like I've done this color combination before, but it just makes sense to me and slightly a different play on what I feel Beauty and the Beast makeup would be. I picture more so bronze and gold as opposed to adding the blue, but I really like that addition of the blue. So really happy with how the look turned out today. Had so much fun playing with all this new makeup. So I hope this kind of helps you out. Decide what new on the market in this video that you may want to pick up, my thoughts on it, and as always, I will update you if I have any further opinions on these products and if they make it into monthly favorites. You'll see that there, but I'm very happy with the overall look. So thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for spending some time with me today. If you've not already, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe to the channel by hitting the red subscribe button, the bell to be notified of all my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next one.